and Oscar. Oscar has got a live demonstration, which I love the idea of, and he's got more little piece parts up here than I've seen in one place. So what I'm going to do with Oscar is in, I'll give you 11 minutes, and then when that's done, we'll take just a quick stop. I'll let anybody go that wants to go. The rest of you want to sit around and watch the rest of the product demonstration or come up and talk to Oscar or any of these folks, we can do it that way. Is that okay with everybody? Oscar, is that okay? Okie doke. All right, well, then it looks like we're off and going, and you're the man.
Can you guys hear me okay? The microphone?
Microphone.
This one works? All right. Excellent, excellent. Well, what I'm going to do is, you guys are going to be hearing a lot about mobile ecosystem. I say ecosystem, makes me sound eccentric. But you know, it's a lot of theory involved in it. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to put that into actual real practice. You're going to see actual transactions taking place. And what we do, by the way, is that we turn cell phones into payment issuance, secure payment issuance, and secure payment acquiring devices. So I'm going to show you both things. One, merchants taking payments with phones. Two, consumers paying with their phones. So again, instead of you're going to have enough people talking to you about statistics and things like that. We've been doing this in 2004. What I'm going to show you actually is real life transactions taking place, and the way you change your projector is not like my phone. Give me 1 second.
Just a word, Oscar was a fighter pilot in the Navy, and so if anybody's qualified to make this fly, I'm sure it's Oscar.
Oh, that's if we get the projector to light my phone. If we don't have the BlackBerry, we'll go to the Android phone. Let's leave the lights out. All right. And I'm going to do a SAG what my office always told me not to do, which is just go live and show you things working. In the case of prepaid transactions, if you're going to be doing prepaid, it's only with a projector for sure. It's only with a projector for sure. Let me try to change the resolution here real quick. If that doesn't work. Give me 1 second, guys. We hope this works. By the way, that's what I do to keep my mental sanity if I have any left. Try this. Again, we don't control the docking station, right? So if it doesn't work, that's exactly what happens live. Here we go again. Okay, here we go. There you go. That's my phone. Good. Let me take advantage of what you can see. So pretty much again, I'm going to go into this application that is Charge Anywhere. What I'm doing in here is that this is a merchant, right? One of the merchants that today are using a point of sale activation terminal. They're going to be using a phone. In my case, I'm using a BlackBerry Torch phone. So I'm going to go through the first level of security, which is to come into my application. One of the things you're going to notice, it's going to look like a full-fledged terminal. By the way, it's just paired to this device that is going to be able to read the card and print at the same time. And some of the things that I'll show you before I do transactions, I'm going to be running, there's a lot of things to show you in a very short amount of time, is that it's highly customizable and very robust. It's like any regular point-of-sale terminal that you would expect, but right in the palm of your hand. So if you are a driver, operator, we're very big in transportation and delivery, you can change everything right here on the device. I also have QuickBooks integration. If you want the transactions that are happening on the field, so if you have a rep selling prepaid cards, whatever it could be, I'm actually going to show you a mobile cash register as well. You can actually have those transactions go directly into your accounting system, not only into the customer number, but actually into the invoice beneath that customer. If you're in the restaurant business and you're taking tipping, so it could be by amount, by percentage, it can give you different amounts for you to select from. And what I'm going to do, before going into anything else, I'm going to show you just one quick transaction. Again, I can just swipe the card. Yeah, hopefully you got to see the device. I can only do one thing at a time. You want to be my assistant in here? Let's do this next. So I'm going to do a $1 transaction. And these are live transactions, by the way. They go, they fail. This is actually happening live. While I'm accepting emails, okay, it was connected to it through mobile. In the case of the torch, I can sign on the screen. I'm going to do a little thing like this so we can recognize that. I'm sending that signature rubber to be able to stay digitalized at the gateway. Something really important. A lot of times when you have a chargeback resolution issue or dispute, you want to make sure that you can get that receipt. Some of the other things that people were asking us about, that actually went through, I clicked two things at a time. Transactions, different transaction types. You can take cash, you can take checks. Particularly when we're talking prepaid in here, I take this prepaid card. By the way, it's a prepaid transportation program that we work with in New York. The same thing, right? This card is in the J-hook, that doesn't have any value. You gotta be able to activate that card first. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna activate if your card is working. Swipe it through the device. I'm going to activate it for $100 right now. We're going to submit that transaction as well. Again, it's a live transaction taking place for that. The previous one actually went through. This one just went through. You see it printing as well. Some of the other transactions that some customers were asking us about, right? When you're accepting checks, there are different flavors of that. You can have a guarantee, you can have a verification system, or perhaps you can have a recurrent transaction. So some customers, you have an insurance agent going out in the field, they're going to charge you the first time to your bank account, checking or savings, and then how many payments is that going to be? I can activate all that from the field as well. What I'm going to do real quick, if I can do this so you can see as much as possible, I'm going to actually show you now the Android. Everybody's talking about NFC. I'm going to show you a contactless transaction. And I will continue the presentation on the next phone if it allows me to do so. Okay. All right, what you see on the screen is the Google Nexus NFC enabled phone. Of course, Angry Birds is an important part of everybody's phone. I'm no different from that. So I'm going to go into the application as well on this phone. And again, I'm still a merchant, accepting payments with my phone. Follow the orientation so you can see that. I'm going to sign in. First level of security. And I'll show you, before I go into contactless, I'll actually show you another transaction set which is very popular now as well, which is check conversion, taking the paper that you're accepting on the field and turning that into an electronic transaction. So here I am, I'm a merchant again, you pay me with a check. I'm going to go ahead and write the information that I see first on that check. Actually, we're going to do this. Account number. If I want to pay for my checking on my saving account, let's make this a $5 transaction so we can keep track of it. The difference of these transactions is that I'm writing first what I'm seeing, but then it's going to actually ask me to take a picture of it. I don't have a picture, I'm going to take a picture of you guys. You guys are going to do it. It's going to be excellent. All right. Good. Picture is okay. You see the picture on the screen. I'm going to submit that to the gateway. PCI Level 1 Security Validated Gateway. The image was captured. And some of the other things that people are talking about, of course, now is the NFC, right? Tomorrow I'm going to be in the presentation, we're going to talk mobile. I think there's a few things that we think a little different. NFC is going to happen. We support it, we enable it on both sides. You know, customers paying with their phone, merchants accepting payments with their phones. So you can see if I use tap the card, that's what happened. I didn't have to swipe it through anything. I'm going to do this transaction real quick as well. It's going to be $5.50 to keep track of what we're doing. That's okay. It's going to ask them to sign on the screen. Again, very important for customers to have that signature right on the gateway. We're going to see all these transactions live on the gateway. By the way, I'm going to get out of being a merchant. I'm going to show you one more thing. Now, it's a customer using their phone to pay. And is it lost in there? Okay, here we go. All right. So now I'm coming into the wallet. And as you hear, conversations that people talking about the wallet this and the wallet that. At the end, it's not the phone company wallet, it's not the bank's wallet, it's not the car company wallet, it's your wallet, right? You decide what is in there, what is not. The way it works today, and again, we've been doing this when we were taking payments from green pagers back in 2004. It's a real deal. So You go into a merchant site, we're going above the terminal. They have a NFC-enabled terminal, that's a great thing. If not, you're going to see a sign like this, right? And you're going to go ahead and tap your phone. I have an NFC-enabled phone, right? And I have an NFC chip right behind the sign. And it takes me right there to which account I want to pay from. Well, I have all my accounts. I don't care who gave me the phone. I want to be able to have the same accounts that I have my regular wallet in my phone, otherwise it's very limited, right? So I want to pay with my credit card. They're going to ask me for an amount. Let's make this a $6 transaction. Next level of security, my PIN to be able to do that transaction. And I'm going to go ahead and send that payment. If I don't happen to have, again, live transaction happening right now, it goes beyond payment. Everybody knows that for this to be successful, you're going to be able to motivate the customer, right? So in this particular project, we added a little, little game to it that at the end of the transaction, you get to play and have a chance to win. So you click on yes, and you're going to see this little wheel in here, and you get to spin that. Here we're at the casino, right? In the demo, everybody wins. In real life, not so much, right? And then it tells you I'm awesome. But that thing that I'm awesome, which I don't doubt I am, is that it actually pulled that message. It pulled that message from the gateway. So the merchant that I went to, that it lifted, it actually pulled that message. That message would have been 20% next Tuesday, whatever that discount, whatever that loyalty reward is going to be. It actually went to that merchant and pulled it from the gateway. So that's me paying with my phone. I showed you one more thing, and then we just see the transactions that we just did. And it's one of the projects that we did. You guys know Papa John's Pizza, of course. Oh, you want me to stop? I'll stop. It's okay.
No, just break. I think everybody would like to see it, but I promise everybody to come out here by 4, so I want to do that.
Okay, all right, good deal.
I appreciate you. Really ought to come and see this. It's very interesting. And I mean, this is like, ComSend International or something. I appreciate all the speakers and the great job they did. Don't forget the cocktail party starts at 5:15. Tomorrow morning, we start at 9 o'clock. Keynote address, Farhan Ahmad of Discover. And, that's it. Any other questions, comments, anything?